Look up in the sky. It's the superhero of travel. It's Ricky Tyus from It's Your Time to Travel on TalkTainmentRadio.com. Radio, the way it should be heard. Today's show is called How to Stay Cool on a Hot Las Vegas Day. And Forever Happens Here in Las Vegas. So I recently spent 4 days in Las Vegas at a Las Vegas travel agent forum. So there's agents from all different parts of the country and suppliers from all over the world at this travel agent forum in Las Vegas. And everyone stayed at Caesar's Palace. Caesar Palace is an enormous building, They have so many towers. I stayed in the Augusta Tower. They have all these different towers. The conferences that we had were in another tower. So they have so many towers. But on the first day that I was there, which is Monday, I did a conference, and it's called Forever Happens Here. Did you know that Las Vegas is the wedding capital of the world and truly the only city where anyone can find their dream wedding with ease of access, price, versatility, attraction, activities, and more? There are so many reasons you should tie the knot in Las Vegas, and TYUS and Travel can make that happen. We can make that happen for you. And it's seamless. We did a destination wedding in Las Vegas a few years back. The bride and groom got picked up at the airport by a limousine, rushed off to the hotel. The bride and groom got their license in Las Vegas, which is pretty seamless in Las Vegas. So what I want to show you here is in Caesar's Palace, they have 3 different wedding chapels in Las Vegas. That we have video of, that we can show you what the 3 chapels look like and how many each chapel sits. This is that's the Romano Chapel. Is Roman style down to the smallest detail. This chapel will transport your guests to the external city, quiet, intimate, and it seats 35. Yep, that's right. That is the right chapel. The Romano Chapel sits 35. On this floor, they actually have 3 different chapels, and they also have a spa at the end of that. This particular, or this is the same chapel. Tuscany Chapel. Caesar Palace has created a modern-day fairy tale setting with unequal romance and charm of old Tuscany. Timeless and memorable, this venue seats up to 80 guests. And then the largest chapel they have, which is called Classical Wedding Chapel, that is Tuscany. The largest one they have is called the Classical Wedding Chapel. It seats 196 guests. That's still Tuscany Chapel. It seats 196 guests. It's the largest chapel they have. It's designed to exceed all expectations. The remarkable elegance of Classical is like no other, and it's able to accommodate 196 guests. It is a very, very large chapel. The classic theme of beige, light blue, and cream And this is the classical chapel. And what I didn't show here, at least I didn't show in this video, they have a spa down at the end, and they have salons for each chapel that you can get your hair done. But this particular chapel holds 196 guests. It's the largest chapel that they have. This is actually where we had our seminar at, was in this particular chapel. But I also need to let you know that they also have Juno Garden, and that's a luxurious retreat for your wedding. This elegant venue sits up to 128 people and boasts tropical landscaping, palm trees, lush foliage, and classic Roman architecture. So they also have the Venus Garden, which is surrounded by blooming floral landscape. Again, more Roman architect. The Venus Garden is a beautiful selection, and that seats up to 115 people. And then it goes on. They have a place called the Bella Lacci, which is the outside gazebo located along the Las Vegas Strip, and that seats up to 20 people. They have the Blackjack Pool, and that's where you can surround yourself in the oasis of pool luxury and overlook the Garden of God's pools, and that's available for up to 20 guests. They have the Temple Pool. The Temple Pool is a backdrop of the Pool of Gods, holds up to 100 people, and it's only doing November to March. And then, of course, if you really want to get married on the Strip, they have a event that they can do on the Las Vegas Boulevard as the backdrop, and that holds up to 40 people. So this is forever yours. Just to let you know that TYUS Tours and Travel can handle your destination wedding in Las Vegas. I just showed you a video clip of 3 chapels that's available in Caesar's Palace. It's a magnificent event to have in Las Vegas. Like I said, we did a destination wedding several years ago, and we did it at the Bellagio, and it really turned out nice. We did it at the Bellagio's with the fountains in the background, but at Caesar's Palace, you can do it at Caesar's Palace with the pools in the background. So, want to talk about now how to stay cool in Las Vegas on a hot summer day. I have a lot of people come to me and talk to me about they don't want to go to Vegas. They don't want to go to Vegas in the middle of summer because it's too hot. So, just to let you know that Caesar's Palace has 7 pools, and it's called the Garden of God's Pool Oasis. Pool day at Caesar's is a royal treat. You can swim, you can sunbathe, you can rent a cabana in the luxury at the Garden of the Gods Pool Oasis, featuring 7 different pool experience. Garden of the Gods allows you to choose your own experience with exclusive pools, decadent cabanas, and lavish sunbathing spots. So, in the Garden of God Pools Oasis at Caesars, they have 4 swim-up blackjack tables. So you can be in the water playing blackjack at Caesars. They have 4 pools you can do this at. Altogether, they have 7 pools. They have 45 cabanas. They have 65 day beds. And you can enjoy one of the many loungers, or upgrade to one of the awesome rental options. The choice is yours. Garden of the Gods offers relaxation, pool party cabanas, and day beds, which all receive specialized service throughout the day from their team of pool attendants and cocktail servers. So this is the Garden of Gods Pool Oasis. They have 7 pools. They have 45 cabanas. They have 65 day beds. And they have 4 swim-up blackjack tables. So what can you do in Las Vegas on a hot summer day? You can enjoy the pool scene at Caesar's Palace. It's really magnificent, and we have a video later that we have a close-up of what the pool actually looks like close up. So you can dive into the Garden of the Gods. That's what Caesar's Palace calls their pools. They call it the Garden of the Gods. And the first pool is named the Temple Pool. It welcomes you to paradise. It prepares to relax, and you can prepare to relax and unwind in the iconic Caesar's Palace pool, surrounded by statues and fountains worthy of the gods. We're at Caesar Palace. We're talking about Caesar Palace, Garden of Gods Pool Oasis. So the first pool is called Fortuna Pool, and here you can play blackjack without leaving your summer pool oasis. You can try your luck at the swim-up blackjack tables with easy access to their bar. So they have 7 pools. The first one is the Blackjack Pool. Okay? This pool is named for the goddess of luck. So there's no better place to play blackjack than at one of the 5 swim-up tables. Grab a drink at the Fortuna bar for the perfect trio, which is winning, sun, and fun. Okay, so this is a private pool party that we had at the Garden of Gods Pool Oasis. This is a private pool party that we had on Tuesday, the second day of the conference. And I kind of did a walking tour of all the pools. I'm not a great cameraman, so some of the shots are pretty crappy, but those are the day beds. We talked about they had 65 day beds. Those are the day beds. And you look back in the corner, that's the canopy. Okay, so they have 45 of those. So this is an up close picture of the video that we showed you that was far away. This is the day beds. The cabanas, the different cabanas they have. And what I didn't realize, so I started working on this, is that each pool had a different name. The Venus Pool and Lounge, this adult-only pool experience, is the ultimate poolside treat. Sitting poolside becomes even more exclusive with their night swim from 7 p.m. to 1 p.m. I believe it happens Thursday through Sunday. And if you're looking for a chill place to recoup from the night before, the Venus Pool is a guaranteed oasis. This adult-only pool has a bar handy and plenty of cabanas and day beds for your lounging pleasure. Okay, so we just covered 2 of the bars, 2 of the pools. Neptune Pool. The Neptune is everything you want to experience in a Vegas pool and more. With no more shortages for energy, fun, and excitement, our largest pool keeps the party going all day. And this is reserved for our invited guests. So that is the third pool. I'm sorry, that's the fourth pool. The fifth pool is the Apollo Pool, and if you're looking for a casual atmosphere to play in the sun, the Apollo Pool is the spot for you. Dive into the crisp water, sunbathe on luxurious day beds and lounge chairs, and sip on refreshing cocktails. And then there's the Jupiter Pool. Kick back and relax on a Jupiter lounge chair and don't miss a moment of fun. Food and beverage may be purchased during your experience at the Jupiter Pool. Then the Bacchus Pool, named after the Roman god of wine, this exclusive pool is reserved for invited guests and celebrities. With 8-day beds and 8 cabanas, this pool is a perfect place to soak up sun and enjoy a VIP experience. So, what to do on a hot summer day in Las Vegas? Enjoy the pool scene, man. This is a private party that was held during the conference that I was there, and the private party is held at the Garden of the Gods Pool Oasis. It started at 7 o'clock, ended at 10 o'clock. It was a magnificent event. We each got 2 free drinks and all the food that you can eat. Some of the guests in the hotel came up to me afterwards, like the next day, and said how nice it was that we had a private pool party at Caesar's Palace, and they were actually kind of jealous because on this particular day, it had gotten up to close to 100 degrees. So the pool scene that we had that evening was really, really nice. And it was private. It was only for people of the conference, of the travel agent conference that we had in Las Vegas. Very, very nice, great time. Enjoy the pools. And it wasn't until I got home and I realized that each pool had a different name. Each pool has different things that you can do at it. Like they have adult pool. So we had another private party. This is on Wednesday. This is the third day that we're there. We had a private party at a place called Madame Tussauds Wax Figures. This is in Las Vegas. It's on the Strip. I actually, to show you how close it was to Caesars, I had a short video that showed the bus ride from Caesars to this particular place, but I can only show so many videos. So millions and millions of people have flocked through the doors of Madame Tussauds since they first opened over 200 years ago, and it remains just as popular as ever. There are many reasons for this enduring success, but at the heart of it all is good old-fashioned curiosity. Today, visitors are sent on a unique, emotionally charged journey through the realms of the powerful and famous. So back in the day when you visit this place, they had ropes up, so you couldn't get close to the wax museums. What they've done in the meantime is they've taken down all the ropes. You can take pictures with them. There's one picture that we have where this lady's in the middle of something, throwing up things in the air. But you can really get involved. One of the videos that we're going to show you is a video where I took a picture with a wax statue of Mike Tyson. The museum-style ropes and poles have gone so guests can truly get up close and personal with the A-list celebrities, sporting legends, political heavyweights, historical icons, reliving the times, events, and moments that made the world talk about them. So in the video, one of the videos, I'm not sure which video is there, but the best statue that I saw there of anybody was Louis Armstrong, because he just looked real. He actually looked real. There's a statue of Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, of course Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. There's all these different celebrities that's there that you can take pictures with. You can mix with the megastars and get face to face with the famous only at Madame Tussauds, Las Vegas. This is on the Strip, right across the street from Caesar's Palace. Dwayne the Rock Johnson is there. You can take a ride on Molly's life-size wrecking ball. Snoop Dogg and his 7-foot joint is there. You can mingle with Marvel superheroes in our Marvel 4D movie experience. So this was another private event that we had. Everybody has a good time, and actually the food at this place was a lot better than the food was at Caesar's. It was a heck of a lot better. I mean, they had a taco bar that was amazing. They had sliders. So the food at this bar was absolutely amazing. And at this place, we could drink all that we could drink. There wasn't a limit on two. We could drink all that we can drink. And again, this started about 6 o'clock, and again lasted till about 10. By the time I got back to my room that night, it was probably close to 10:30, and they bussed us from Caesar's Palace over to this place, which is in front of the Venetian. It's in front of the Venetian. It was a private event. We actually had a great time. There's probably for this convention. With travel agents and suppliers, there's probably easily a thousand people at this event. So really had a great time. Just to get into some of the things we talked about in the first half of the show, in case you missed it, we talked about Caesars Entertainment is recognized as one of the 50 most community-minded companies in the U.S. for the 8th consecutive year in a row. We talked about Caesars Foundation donated more than $3.3 million to nonprofit organizations across the U.S. We also talked about that why you should always wear your seatbelt on a plane, even if the seatbelt sign is off. An example that I gave on my flight back from Vegas to Detroit, one of the passengers in the back of the plane stood up, and terminus happened, and he knocked himself out. Basically, the plane fell on him. He hit his head against one of the luggage things and knocked himself out. And fortunately, we didn't have to divert or go back to the airport because in the row that I was sitting in, the guy sitting against the window was a doctor, and he was able to revive this particular person, and we were able to go forward and land in Detroit. Although because of this particular guy, our luggage was held up because they had to carefully get him off the plane and get him in an ambulance before they could actually start unloading our luggage. So it's very important if you're flying any place, even if the seatbelt sign is off, that you stay fastened. Just stay fastened. Because if you get injured and they have to divert the plane to some airport that they weren't supposed to go to, there's going to be a lot of angry passengers at you because you didn't keep your seatbelt on. One of the other things that we talked about in the first half, the second half of the show, is that forever happens here. We talk about how Las Vegas is the wedding capital of the world. I believe sometime this year that Vegas had their 5 million weddings license that they did. I think that happened back in February. So Las Vegas is truly the wedding capital of the world. And in Caesar's Palace, there's 3 chapels that we show videos of that you can actually get married in. And the chapels hold, they hold up to 196 people. They actually hold 196 people. Saying I do can be more special, and getting married at Caesar's Palace is the perfect setting for your big day. With 5 different chapels to choose from, both indoor and outdoor, your wedding dreams can come true. And at TYUS Tourism Travel, we can make that happen for you. Absolutely make that happen for you. They have 3 chapels inside the building. They have 2 chapels out in the garden. Juno Garden, Venus Garden, and then they have some special things that they can do along the pool and along Las Vegas Boulevard. If you decide that you want to get married with Las Vegas Boulevard as the background, they can do that also. So if you're thinking about a destination wedding, Las Vegas is the place, baby. It's Las Vegas. Did a destination wedding years back. Everybody had a great time. Had the groom and the bride picked up at the airport with a limousine, rushed them off to their hotel. The destination wedding at that time was at the Bellagio, and we used the fountains of the Bellagio in the background as the backdrop for them getting married. So it was a great time. But at Caesars, we can do similar things. We can use the pools and the statues as a backdrop for you getting married. So by all means, if you think about getting married, give us a call at 866-547-5362, and we can get you set up for that wedding bliss in Las Vegas. And what's nice about getting married in Las Vegas is, besides the wedding, there's a thousand other things to do. There's a million other things to do. And if you don't want to get married at Caesar's Palace, you can get married at the Flamingo. There's other properties in Caesars that you can get married. But the purpose of all this is just to say that Vegas is the wedding capital of the world, and they issue more wedding license than anybody else in the world. And to get a wedding license in Vegas is pretty easy. Pretty easy. You know, there's no like you got to be there X amount of days and all this. It's pretty easy to get a wedding license in Las Vegas. So keep all that in mind. Today's show is what to do on a hot day in Las Vegas. And of course, we talked about the pool scene at Caesar's Palace. We gave you up close video of the Garden of Gods. And we also talked about Forever Happens Here, the wedding capital of the world. So you're listening to It's Your Time to Travel. Look up in the sky. It's a superhero of travel. It's Ricky Ty is able to take you around the world by air, land, and sea, even by flying saucer. And we're live on TalkTimeRadio.com, radio the way it should be heard.